Good morning. Today is Monday, May 11th, and this is your science video for the day. I'm going to go ahead and switch to share where you can see what we're working on. So everyone should have both of their science packets out. Our first one had your calendar and last week's materials. So I'm going to go to our. So last week we wrapped up our learning on space. So we learned about how sunlight and cycles work in space, like the lunar cycle, and the seasons and day and night. Then we learned about the different planets and how you can compare and contrast the planets. And then we learned about how the stars have cycles. So we're wrapping that up. Your assignment for today is to make sure that you have your planetarium done for tomorrow. So that's your main focus for today. And then I'm going to post your Edulastic assessment on stars. All right, and you probably have already finished your planetarium. I noticed my plants haven't sprouted yet. It's been really cold and we couldn't put them out in the sunlight, so they're a little behind. They need a little more heat to sprout, and that's okay. If they don't sprout in time to collect our data, they'll be able to sprout later in the week, next week, and you can collect your data then. So this week, starting for tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and post this video today. All of your days include 1 or 2 BrainPop videos, and then a reading passage. The longest one is a page, and then an ERQ question as your assessment. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this off. We're starting to learn about ecosystems, and you do a little bit of learning at the beginning of the year, but this is going to extend that learning. I know you did a little bit of 4th grade work on that with Ms. Folk. I understand the interdependence of ecosystems, and that includes the interdependence of cycles. So every day we're going to focus on a new cycle. Now the reading passages are really to let you practice your reading comprehension skills. So it's going to be really important that you watch your videos to get some extra information as well. We're going to read our passage, producers, consumers, and decomposers. You can either read with me, read independently using your strategies, or you can click on the link and read with readworks.org. And I think all these articles are ReadWorks, which you have the code for that. And we're going to do our ERQ question. We're also going to do a diagram for each of these. So if you don't have pencils and colored crayons out, I would definitely get those out as well, because these cycles are pretty complex, and so we want to make sure a visual is really going to help us learn. All right, so here's your planetarium project. This was your assignment. This and your ebook, your comic book online, were your only assignments for language arts last week. And it had a reading passage to give you background knowledge. It had mission log to create a planetarium. There were some mission log questions to help guide your thinking, and then an action plan, some questions, and your picture of what the different stops on your thrill ride would be. And you're to draw a picture and write a sentence and really think about how you could show these things using the senses. So that is due tomorrow, and we'll start sharing some ideas on that. So we are on Tuesday, May 12th, and this is your BrainPop video for food chains and pyramids. We're going to do our typical pre-reading and during reading. And your guided question for this is, how is energy transferred in ecosystems? All right, so everyone get your highlighters out and ready. There aren't many text features on these, but go ahead and mark your text features. I see 3. Which 3 do you see? Yep. Title, captions, and photo. Let's flip over. There's none on the other side. This is a really short reading passage. And what's our genre? Nonfiction and expository or informational. All right, then we're going to go through and see if we have any good words we need to break up. I'm just going to flip through. Oh, ecologist. And these are just scientists that study ecosystems. And then we have our three really good words: producers, consumers, decomposers. And then our last really big word, photosynthesis. And check our dot page. And it looks like nothing on this one. All right. Here we go. We're going to get our pencil and our highlighter ready to mark our key ideas. If we have any questions, we're going to write those in the margins. We might highlight or circle some information. All right, so either stop here and read on your own, or you're going to close read with me. Do you recognize the brown material in this? Some people call it dirt, is what you're supposed to wipe off your shoes and wash off your hands, right? Dirt is what you are never to get on your good, right? To some people, dirt is just yucky and needs to be cleaned up. Now I'm going to pause this here. So dirt, this is kind of scientific, dirt is stuff you wash. But the science word for the stuff that plants grow in is soil. So let's try to use our scientific word. No longer going to use the word dirt unless we're talking about something that's getting dirty. We're going to use the real word soil. And soil has nutrients in it. That's what makes it so great for the plants. Well, ecologists don't mind getting, ecologists are the study of the relationships between living things and their environment. Ecologists know dirt is very, in fact, ecologists don't call it dirt at all. They call it soil. Without soil, life on, as we know it, could not. Soil is at the of most ecosystems on land. For example, in the forest, every living thing can be sorted into one of three basic producers, consumers, or decomposers. Producers make their own. Plants do this through the process of. Many producers also happen to produce or make things that animals. The blackberry plant is a tasty, it makes its own through. The berries contain the plant's seeds. Wild animals such as birds, bears, and bugs eat the animals eat the juicy berries, but they do not digest the tiny highlights. So what's our definition of producers? Make their own food through photosynthesis. Consumers eat other plants, and as you can also probably, squirrels are acorn consumers. Unfortunately for squirrels, they're at the top of the food. This owl is a skilled predator. It is nocturnal, meaning it hunts at night. It consumes small rodents, including, with excellent hearing and eyesight, the owl will catch any squirrel or other rodent who leaves the safety of the nest at. All right, so we have consumers that eat other plants. All right, so I'm going to do a little diagram so we can see. This is Tuesday. Oops. May 12th. Now you are welcome to do my diagram just like I do it, or you can make it your own. The key is we're using pictures and colors to help us understand. Scientists really like diagrams. So here we go. Our title, diagrams need titles, types of organisms. An organism is just the name for a living thing. So we have three different types. What were our three types of organisms? Producers, consumers, and decomposers. Now, how I remember producers is there are plants, and they create food through photosynthesis. What do you notice about these three words? Yeah, they all start with P. I'm going to draw a little picture of something. Plants. There's all different varieties. Grass is a plant, flower, a tree. Now, consumers consume or eat something. We have lots of different types of consumers. And I know some of these terms are going to be familiar to you, but some are not. So we have herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Herbivores only eat herbs, and the herb is just a fancy word for a plant. I'm going to draw a little plant there and draw a, how about a bunny? Carnivores, carne is the prefix that means plant, carnivorous, carne in Spanish. I'm going to draw an animal that only eats, did I say plant, meat? What's a good animal that only eats meat? How about a, oh, I don't know if I can draw a wolf. How about a tiger? That's my tiger. Cats are carnivores too, so. And the last one is omnivores. Omni means all, the prefix that means all. So people are omnivores. My funny little person looks like they have a big nose. That's their mouth. All right, there's two more types of consumers. So the first one is a scavenger. And one more type. And a scavenger is a type of consumer that only eats dead things. Can you think of an animal as a scavenger? Crayfish, Tasmanian devil. Uh-oh. You're going out. My camera. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what happened. Well, that's not good. All right, I'm going to pause this here and I will start it again.